back again, ladies and gentlemen. It's I, your host, Simon, and I am so happy to be back. As it's been a week or so, but I am very happy to be back, and it's good to be with you guys. As this is probably one of my favorite times of the week, as you guys know. But before we go on, as always, please smash a like on the button, YouTube. If you are watching it there, please share and subscribe, as that would be much appreciated. How is everyone doing? How's everyone's week's been? I'm seeing some comments coming through. Come on, man, let's get that work. I love it, man. I love it. That's it, man. Like, how's everyone's week's been? How's everybody been? And I hope everyone's been well, to be honest. My week has been really good, really challenging, as you know, you do have challenging times, as you do, but it's always about your perspective and how you view the problems that are riding in your life. So yeah. But before we go on, as always, I always like to, just share my thoughts on, things that are rattling in my mind and kind of the things that I see that are, a lot of people are struggling with. But before I go on, as always, at the end of the presentation, I always do a live Q&A. So please do put your comments down so that I'm able to see them, as there is a little bit of lag. So please do drop some comments, and I'll be able to, tackle your questions the best way I know how. Obviously last week I was discussing about networking, and, I've been speaking to a lot of candidates this week, and, a lot of the things that I find with the candidates are, again, it's literally just little small things, and I genuinely believe it. Again, it's the mindset. The mindset I feel is probably one of the strongest things that will either get you the job or not get you the job. And it's so marginal. It's really marginal, and you really got to have the right attitude and mindset. Especially when it comes to doing this, which I'm going to be talking about today, and which I spoke about last week, networking. Your attitude has to be the correct one. I spoke about last week, what is networking? And, networking generally is, a connection between two people to reach, a greater goal. But I went a little bit further and said that networking is a currency that you give. So currency that you give, which means that you're adding value to someone, and that in return, you're going to get something back. And that's genuinely what it is. And how I want people to, especially you guys watching, or anyone who's watching this video on whatever platform, I want you to understand that networking is you proactively finding the people that you want to be engaged with and seeing how you can actually serve them. It's not you saying, oh, yeah, I want this, and I want that, and I want this, and I want that. No. That is not networking. That's you looking for a handout. Networking is you being able to see what's actually going on in regards to the bigger picture, and seeing how you can contribute to that. I guess it's very difficult to do that, because if even to try and think that way, moving from someone who is like, okay, I need this, you need to give me this, you need to give me that, and moving to someone who is more like, I want to give, I want to help, I want to see what I could do to support what it is that you're doing, is a massive shift. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. So I'm not trying to come at people. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad or anyone feel like, oh my God, like, I've done something wrong. Like, Generally, when it comes to networking, there isn't anything necessarily wrong about it. It's more about trying to adjust yourself to be in the right place to actually, get the best results. So there's no wrong way of doing it. You just want to do it in the most effective way. So you're using your time the best way and optimizing your connections with people. And like I said, that is your attitude of service to that person. And that leads me on to, the presentation. So it leads me on to this. And so I'm going to quickly go into the presentation. But before we go on to there, I want to make sure everyone knows that I use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the main thing for networking, especially with, the COVID and, all the lockdown measures. This platform has changed astronomically. It's changed astronomically. And the way that it is now, it's an amazing community. And, I mentioned last week how important networking is for a person in search for work. Last week I spoke about, passiveness and being proactive, sending an application, doing a cover letter, sending that is not proactive. That is very relaxed. But if you want to be proactive, you want to go and make a difference, you want to take something by the scruff of the neck, this is the best way you want to go about doing that. And that is by networking. So my first thing is, what is LinkedIn? Now, a lot of people think LinkedIn is a professional networking platform for professionals. Now, that's correct, but I want to shift that thinking and start with addressing the real thing. It is that, but LinkedIn is a platform for professionals to engage, meaning engage anyhow. That doesn't mean that you need to engage just professionally. Yes, it is mainly, you could say it started off that way, but the culture has shifted massively. So, you can find all sorts of things that are being exchanged on LinkedIn, because first and foremost, before we're professionals, we are human. And as humans, we love interaction and we desire communication and that connection. So ultimately, that is where your mindset should be. Your mindset should be like, I'm here to connect and support and help somebody. So instead of moving away like, oh my gosh, this is a professional thing and this is really, really daunting. No, it's a professional it's a platform like any other. The same platform that you use on LinkedIn, on Insta, Snapchat, all these other great platforms. It's the exact same thing. It's just with a little bit, it is slightly a little bit different, but the culture is the same. So let's get to it. So before you can network, there are things that you need to address. It goes on to this. How do you network? What kind of things do you need to network? Now, in order for you to network, you need to firstly have an idea of where you're going to go. Like, okay, I want to network, but what does that look like for me? How do I go about doing that? And for you to do that is a particular roadmap, and a simple one. I call it the 3 W's, and this will help you to do that. And those 3 W's are who, what, and where. Now, when you are able to know these things, it's now going to become easier. Now, when I say who, I'm talking about who exactly are you trying to connect with. So as you guys know, I'm the founder of Vice Versa Talent, which is a bespoke talent acquisition company that focuses on bridging the gap between Gen Z and companies. Now, I have 2 people that I would generally class as people I'm trying to find. Number 1 would be clients. So mine would be hiring managers, and my other one would be candidates. those will be the two people I'm trying to, connect with on LinkedIn. For you, it would be the hiring manager. So you already have identified who that person is. What is their job title, or what is it that they do? From there, what that means is that you're able to optimize your searches so that you're able to connect with those people. Then you want to find out where in the UK they're from, where in London are they from, where in London are they from. All of these kind of things helps you to give you a roadmap into how to network effectively. Once you're able to identify who, what, and where, I would suggest that you draw a diagram of some sort. I like to use a stick man, and what that does is that basically allows you to almost create a person. So you want to be able to create a person, or you could say a avatar, that's a better word, an avatar of who it is that you want to connect with, and really start to build the person. I think that this is a great task, and this will allow you to be creative, allow you to have some fun, allow you to do some research, and it allows you to become a lot more detailed as to who the person you're trying to connect with is. So I've got a little diagram here. Oh, it's a little bit bright. Maybe if I change it. Whoa, let's do something a little bit creative here. Aha. So as you can see, is the little diagram here. Okay. You can see my little stick man. You can see the person's name is Fred. As you can see, he's a hiring manager, and you can see the interests I put. Football, art, science, human resources. Yep. And then you're able to find out the industry and so forth. So that's just a little example of, hopefully it focuses. Great. Amazing camera. So that's basically the example of something that you can give you an idea of how you can go about looking at creating the avatar. Now, I will go even a step further and say you would also need to do that for a company. So you want to be able to do the company, who, how many people are actually at that company. So you want to do it according to size, according to employees, according to place and where. This will also help you optimize your searches. And this is the tools that give you the roadmap to, actually finding and networking effectively. So once you've done this, you found out who the person is, you found out, what it is that they do, what's their job title, you found out where they are, where the company is, all those kind of things. You now have a roadmap into actually connecting and networking with your desired, person, which is what you want. That is the idea of it. And I'm going to show you practically how to do that. And it allows me to set up what I call is the method on how you go about networking. Now, I've said it before in regards to interviewing. I use this format. This is a format that is genuinely used for answering questions. And this breeds the best results because it's a really nice method that allows the hiring manager to see and understand what it is that you're saying. But for networking, I would say this is the best way. Now, if you've noticed it, it's just star, but in reverse. So we call it rats. So obviously you can see once you've identified who, what, and where, you're then able to know, okay, once I'm able to establish that, now I know who I'm going to target, what the company is, blah, 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 blah. Now I want to be able to understand, okay, I know that. I know those are the people. Now I want to understand my result. What is it that I want now? Now I've seen who I'm going to connect with. Now I need to look at what is it that I want from it. Okay, cool. Now I need to look at the action. What steps am I going to take to get there? What tasks? What things do I need to do? So you've done the action. You've got the action points of what? Okay, I need to do this. This is the task. That's the application. What am I going to do? And what are the situations you're going to create out of them, and how you're going to kind of guide that into the result. And hopefully that makes sense. So I'm now going to go into LinkedIn, which is the best of the best. I can't stress anymore how big this platform is. It's the best platform you can have, and it's the best tool that you can use to get you back into work or into a better position. Now, where are we? Okay, here we go. Share screen. Come on. Let's share the entire screen. Yep. Cool. Alrighty. So let me go to my platform. All right. Now, I hope everyone already has a LinkedIn. I really do hope everyone does have that, because it is, statistically proven that 93% of recruiters are going to search your name. So even if you're not on LinkedIn, they're going to do a job. They're going to do a Google search of your name. They're going to do almost like a background check, in the same way that, if you want to take out a contract, or, you want to do something that regards, some finance, there's generally a soft check. In the same way, recruiters will also do a soft check. And I find that if you have a LinkedIn page, it's really good, because it allows to give it gives the recruiter a really good insight into you as a person, and what you're about. So if you haven't set up one, I'll be able to quickly show you that right now and what it is you need to do. Now, there are 3 things that you need to have to really get going on LinkedIn. So what I did quite recently was this thing here: edit profile and URL. So, I actually did this maybe like 2 hours ago. I was on a live show about a few hours ago, and the lady really talks about branding and how you need to go about connecting with others in a very easy and effective way, especially if somebody wants to find you on LinkedIn. And generally, when you set up your LinkedIn account, you will have loads of numbers and things attached here. What you want to do is you want to simplify that in the same way that you want to have your email address, which is just your first and last name and the email address. It's the same thing you want to have for your LinkedIn and the actual title on your CV when you send it. It's just going to be your name, and that's it. You want to keep it really simple, really nice and clear and concise, that allows someone to easily find you, and it's just easy for someone to receive it as well. And that you will find here. Edit profile. I can click on it. So this is number 1. This is the first thing I would say for you to do. I will say it here on the side, up here at the top. Personalized URL. Very, very simple. You do that and then press save, and it's done. Now, the next thing that I would say, now this is going to be very difficult if you don't have a set sector to, I don't know, you have a set sector that you work in. If you don't, then this could be quite challenging for you. And I guess you would have to make it quite generic. But if you don't have, multiple things that you're trying to apply for, and that you do have a specific sector and field that you want to work in, this is an amazing tool for you, and that is your profile bit, which is right here. Now, this profile bit, I'll just highlight, this profile bit here should be as concise and as simple as to what it is that you can do for the employer. This thing is key. I call this the hook. This is the thing that will allow someone to be like, okay, I'm going to connect with you, or maybe I'm not. So as you can see here, I talk quite simply, passionate about bridging the gap between businesses and the best top Gen Z talent. Very simple. That will allow someone to be like, okay, I can understand this person is a recruiter. Very, very simple. In the same way, you want to be, if you're a business development manager, I'm very interested in driving sales for blah, 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 or I'm very, very, do you know what I mean? Something that is going to be of value, or something that shows the person, the recruiter, the hiring manager, what you're about in a sentence, shall we say. That is what I call the hook. So you need to ensure that your hook really encapsulates everything about what it is that you do and what it is that you can bring. And hopefully that makes some sense. Another thing that we need to do is you need to ensure that your full profile is completed. So you can't have any missing gaps, because generally at this part, it'll be on your dashboard. It will say you're a beginner, intermediate, or intermediate, or what I call here, all-star. This is what you need to have. What that means is once you become an all-star person on LinkedIn, it allows you to be seen and picked up in the algorithm, and you're not lost in the wayside somewhere in the digital jungle. You want to be able to be prominent and be someone of value in the network and in the community. And in order for you to do that, you need to ensure that you have an all-star account. So do make sure that you have fully completed your account. And those are the 3 things that I would say you would need to do ensure to get really started. Of course, you can do other things as well, like the banner, again, the picture. You wanted the picture to be, be nice, you smiling, showing your personality. Again, as great as these platforms are, you want to be able to show your human side, because that is, we are humans. We're not androids. So be able to show that, be able to convey that, and you are going to see and breed great results. So that leads me on to how do we actually go about networking now, which is fantastic. So generally you can, if you've just started, you probably have like different people that are going to come up. Different people that's going to come up, and people leaving different messages, people leaving different photos, and so forth. What you want to do is be able to comment. Now, commenting is probably the easiest way for you if you're looking for work to find, it's the easiest way for you to network and actually get into work is to comment. Before we go on to that, I did miss one bit, and that is what are the main areas of actually networking on LinkedIn? There are 3. Number 1, commenting. Number 2, posting your own content. Number 3, going to other online events that are happening in and around the community. Those are the 3 main ways that you can go about actively networking on LinkedIn. For you, the candidate who is looking for work, I would suggest the best way is, firstly, just to get a feel of it, is to actually go about commenting. What that does is it exposes you to other people who are also commenting and also, deliberating with the person who actually, created the post. For example, there's this person, Erica. She says, nothing fills me up more than filling someone else's, help others grow. Now, you can see there are 163 comments. that's really amazing. She's got amazing amazing from just that response. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the computer. What is going on? And what I want to do from that information is I want to be able to, what I want to be able to do is go on to those comments and add value to it. Don't know why it's brought me to here. So let's see. So this person here, Adesala, has liked this. So this person is in my community, is in my network, and this person has liked it, which is why I'm now seeing it. So I'll click on more. You learn so much more. You learn a lot about yourself in the process. Plus you'll meet a ton of cool people, which is fantastic. I would then just be like, that is so that is so true. It's so true. There is no better joy. What a joy than sharing a solution, advice, or picture with someone with someone, and it's that simple. It's really that simple. Now, once I've done that, what that allows, what will then happen is that everyone else on the who's been connected to this will then also see my posts, and it will then start to the wheels of the algorithm will start to run, and you'll see that more people will start to gravitate towards your page. You'll see more people starting to come and view you once you start to add some sort of value. Now, what I wanted to show you was an example of actually trying to find someone. So let's go hiring a talent acquisition, which is really, really good. Talent acquisition. Now, remember I mentioned before about the stick man. You want to find out what, who, where. So once you're able to find that out, you find talent acquisition, you can go via companies to filter it, or you can go via people. When I'm sourcing, I'll just generally go through people. And then from there, I'm able to go and see what's actually happening. So from here, let's see people. You could then go to connections, first, second, or third. I would say keep it open. Here, you could then search where. Remember where? The third W, where? You want to go London, show results. And then you want to go current company. If you know the company name, that's really, really good. I was talking about being specific. If you want to do that, you can do. If you want to be quite broad, you can do that. And I believe there is another filter where you can search for industry. I'm sure there is. School. Aha, industry. This one is key. So if you're looking for a particular industry, whether it's media, whether it's financial services, whether it's mass communication, whatever it is, you can add that there. But for me, I'm going to leave it quite broad. So we've got this person here. This person is the talent acquisition for Netflix. So how would you go about networking and connecting with this person? You just go into their profile. And what you want to do is you want to be able to look at, okay, who are they connected with? So this person connected with another HR manager that I know. You want to read about about who he is, and that will be written here. And then you want to click on this bit here. This bit here is very, very key, and that is the activity part. This is how you go about networking with the person. You're able to see all of the activity and maybe some of the posts. So you can see some of the stuff that he's interested in looking at. Okay, he's like this. So this helps to build, who the person is. It tells you a lot about the person. Okay. I don't understand the language, so thank God for AI, because it looks like it is Swedish. It looks like, or Norwegian. So this will tell you what the person's looking at. So obviously this person is done something incredible, or is a thought leader of some sort. Yep, she's a co-founder, and no, it's German. So this person is potentially German, because that's a German word. Okay. Another thing here. Okay. So you can see, I can see just generally just by looking at this person, it should be based in the, Scandinavia very clearly. As he seems to be talking quite a bit, or seems to be engaging quite a bit with, people from his native country. So that tells me a lot. Okay. So then from there, when you're able to do that, you can able to like, comment on these posts, and then you can really just go in. You can literally go in. You can go in and connect directly with him. So you can, connect. So I can connect with this person, and I'll do that right now. I'll just connect, add a note, and I'll just be like, hey, Ollie. Hey, Ollie, I hope you're well. And then I want to talk about this that I saw. So I'm able to, hopefully it didn't change. Good. So it's Janine Steger. So I can just talk about this person here in the message. Connect. Yeah. Really short though. Nothing long. You just want to, you also, you want to do it as if you're connecting with somebody who you've just met, in the same way that you would at, if at a party or a friend's wedding. Just something very, very light. Very, very light, very, very easy. Because one of the things that most people hate, nobody likes being sold to. So you don't oversell it. Just keep it simple. Hey, Ollie. Hey, Ollie. Hey, Ollie. I was just on LinkedIn and came across your profile, as I see you also like the work from Janine Steger. Janine Steger. Ooh. Steger. Steger. Would love to connect. Simple as. Really simple as. Really, really simple. Now, once you've done that, again, you want to continue to do this over and over and over and over again. I think that's probably one of the longest things about networking, is that it takes up quite a bit of time. It really does. It does take up quite a bit of time, but you want to be able to see that the things that you do is going to pay off large dividends, over a long period of time. So it's a lot of sowing, and then you'll start to see the reaping. Let's go again. And this time we'll search company. Let's do, I don't know, mass media. Okay, wow, I'm kind of going over time. Wow. My apologies, guys. I've gone on for quite a bit. But I just want to quickly go over companies. Please, guys, put your comments in the comment section, so I'm able to address any questions. Please do that. Now, companies. This is really, really key for me. As I look to connect with companies as well, and I need to be able to filter that. Now, the best way for me is I can't go to massive companies. As a startup, it don't make sense for me to go to companies where most companies will have their HR processes set in place. I need to be going to companies that are in between this one, let's say click. At most, those are my my avenues. Obviously, for you, the candidate, it's going to be different. You can go for all of them. To be honest, that's what you want. But these are I'm just showing you the filtering tools that you have. I am trying to be as quick as possible, and then you're able to see again all of the different companies that are coming up. As you can see, I'm seeing different bits here. Seeing one's in Reading, one in I don't even know where that is, Wichita, which is in the States, California, but I want to stay in London. So, okay, and for now, it's only showing me that, which isn't what I want. Okay. Company size. I've done all of them. Okay, let's do this one as well. Show all results. Okay, so it's only showing me this. Okay, it's only coming out as marketing and advertising. I don't know why mass media is not coming up, but again, it's just showing you an example of something of how these things work. And then you want to be able to go on to jobs, if there are any jobs that are available. There's no jobs available. That's fine. There may not be something that's happening now, but there may be something that's happening in the future. And here you'll be able to go and find out who the employees are. If there are any employees connected, it says at 18. Okay, so it is here. People you may know. Nope. I need to find out people. Show me the people. So what's going on with the tracker? Okay, next. It's 18 employees. Okay, this is interesting. So these are all of the people here. So as you can see, this person here is the owner of mass media. And these are the rest of the employees. For me, I would say for anyone who is looking at this kind of page, I would say don't even bother yourself to try and network, because these people don't even have photos. They're obviously not engaged or active on LinkedIn, and that's not what you want. You want to be with people who are active on LinkedIn. So don't even bother yourself with that. But you want to also check, I guess industry. You can check finance. Wow, this is actually a long one. But I really want everyone to really get an understanding of this. It's really, really important. Okay, let me go financial services. Financial services. Financial services. Okay, it's just running a little bit slow. So again, the where we want to ensure that the companies that we're looking at, financial services, we want to ensure that, come on, location where it's based in London. London area, fantastic. I don't know why it's still coming up as New York. Maybe they have offices here in London. That's probably why it's coming up. If you guys look at the Financial Times. Okay, here we go. Financial services. So these are all of the different things that come up. Let's do that. Financial services. Click on that. Okay, that's better now. So now we're seeing stuff come up. Again, you can look at size. And here is another way, again, of you looking and seeing, okay, what companies are around. Let's look at a good one. So Guidehouse, okay, that's in the States. We don't want that one. We don't want that one. Let's look at this one. This one seems quite good. Financial services here in the UK. Here in London over at Park Royal. You can obviously get an understanding of what the company's doing, when it was set up, which is almost 12 years ago. And you can find out if there are any jobs. It's loading. There are no jobs, but like I've said before, you can find out more about the people that work here. And as you can see, this is what you call a very good and active company. You can see who the CEO is. You can see who the other employers are. And you can see, so this is the person that I would be speaking to, as well as if you're a candidate, this is what you would also be looking at. So I can go there. I can see who Gaith is. And let's just repeat the same process. Repeat the same process. You're going on, you're seeing. Oh, look, you can see. This is really odd. This is really odd because you could see that on the actual company page, he didn't have this, but you can see he's actually hiring. What a coincidence. So once you do that, you can see that he's hiring. You can then, like for me, I could, obviously I'll be talking to him about this role, like, oh, okay, how's it going? Blah, 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 as a little entry point. But what you want to do, and what I think holds a better and way more easier way for me to connect with him is by looking at his activity. What is he looking at? Okay, so he's someone who's interested in diversity. As you can see, he's praising all the women that I'm assuming are working for his company. I guess he's very much about the company. And that seems to be all his activity, which is not a lot. But again, that gives me an angle of which to go in. So if I was to go in, I'd be like, talking about diversity and inclusion potentially. That's a good way for me to go in and really start having a good conversation because, I can be like, I can see that diversity and inclusion is really, really important to you. Are you able to sit down and maybe have a virtual coffee over maybe some of the things that you're looking at, especially the Java role that you're looking at? How is that going? Simple things very, very simple things like that. Just a simple commonality can breed massive results. But again, it takes a lot of work. It does take a lot of time, and it is a lot. It is a lot. But one thing I would say is you want to be yourself, because that's what's the most important thing. You need to be yourself and really have fun with it. There's no point in you trying to do something that is not fun. Wow, thank you guys. You really got to be yourself. I think it's so important to try and bring that element of humanity to the things that you do, because once you do that, it just becomes easy. Like, and for most of you, you probably just do it anyway. Like, even you go out or you're chilling with friends or you're meeting friends of a friend, you just do it naturally. So why not do it for yourself in regards to you finding work and just really helping yourself, really. But ultimately, it's first helping someone else. But in helping someone else, you're helping yourself. If that makes sense. And that's what networking is really all about. It's you serving someone else, and in return, you are helping yourself. So that really does draw my long presentation to a close. I really, really hope that was helpful, and I'm really hoping that there are some questions. Okay, wow. Should we be selective about who we allow to connect with? Sometimes there are so many requests. I'll throw this up. Should we be selective about who we allow to connect with? Sometimes I would say, if someone's going to connect with you, I would say always accept it, because generally it's not about that connector. It's not about that connection. It's about who they are connected to. So you want to be able to extend your reach as much as possible. That is what you want to do. You want to be able to extend it. The further that you can extend your reach, the faster it is for someone to find you, and the faster it is potentially for you to get into work, or for me, more clients and business. So that's what I would say. Never decline anybody. Generally, if they're going to connect with you, generally they've seen some sort of value in what it is that you're doing, and they are active. And you want to be connected with people who are active. If they're active, it means that people are going to be able to find your page and find what it is that you do. So that's what I would say. Are there any other questions? Thank you so much. Hot like fire. Come on. Are there any other questions? Wow. Okay. I will leave it up for a little bit, but it allows me to. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that makes sense. There is something else that I wanted to discuss. And that I will go. What I will do next week, I'll do another third section, because I spoke about today how to go about commenting. What I'm going to do next week is show you how you can go about doing posts on LinkedIn, and how that's another form of you connecting and adding value in a way that stands you out, against your peers and other potential candidates, which is what you want. Because obviously you want to connect with hiring managers, but you also want to attract recruiters to you as well, because those are the recruiters who are looking for you. They are looking for you as much as I am looking for candidates. There are other recruiters looking for candidates. So I'm going to be talking and discussing how you go about building content and how that will attract people to your page and as a potential candidate for roles. So are there any other questions? All right. Well, if there aren't any other questions, then I will call it there. As always, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you all for attending, for sharing with me and partaking with me in this presentation. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, as I always do, and everything's popping off here. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. Next week I will be discussing about what I've just said, and I want to wish everyone a fantastic evening, a fantastic week, and I will see you all next week, Wednesday, at Vice Versa Live. But yeah, have a good night and God bless.